A lot of young guys, especially smart guys, think that they are lone wolves. Yeah, they think that they roam the earth on their own, you know, and they are unencumbered by human relationships. Yeah, they're lone wolves. They go here, they go there, they do what they want. They're free. Yeah, that's a lone wolf. And they are unattached. They are without any kind of human relationship. See, actually, that's not a lone wolf. That's actually a fucking hermit. Yeah, that's what it is. A hermit is a man who lives without any kind of human relationship. Yeah, a hermit lives by himself, lives alone. Okay, maybe he's in the middle of a city, but he doesn't have any human interaction, any human relationship rather. He doesn't have the relationships, the friendships, the relationships of love that most human beings need. Okay, but being a lone wolf and being a hermit, they're two separate things. Yeah, because see, a lot of times young men confuse being a hermit with being a lone wolf. A hermit is alone, but a lone wolf is a man who has social attachments. He has bonds of love and affection with friends, with family, with whomever. But see, he does not allow those relationships to limit who he is. And he expects of his human relationships to respect him, to respect his individuality, and to respect his freedom. That doesn't mean that he eschews human relationships, that he eschews the bonds of affection that make a life meaningful. No, that's very different. And that's why you don't want to confuse being a lone wolf with being a hermit. See, in the Middle Ages, being a hermit was actually like a laudable goal. There were a lot of hermits, and people came from far and wide to see the hermit. See the hermit, but of course not interact with him, because the hermit was being a hermit for religious reasons or whatever the fuck. It doesn't really matter. The point is, see, a hermit lived alone and did not interact with other people. And to tell you the truth, my suspicion is because they were afraid. They were afraid of the social interaction. Okay? And there were hermits in the past, and there are hermits today. And the hermits today, what do? They live in their mom's basement and play video games all day, right? But it's basically the same thing, see? They are locked away, focusing their attention on a distraction. Today, video games. In the past, it was the Bible or prayer or whatever the hell, right? They are locked away from everybody. They have no human interaction, or an extremely reduced human interaction with maybe one or two people for months and months on end, years on end, right? And it seems to me that it's just cowardice. It's fear. Don't be a hermit. Yeah, because being a hermit is just a fucking waste of life. It's just a waste of life. The life that you're living, the consciousness that you are lucky enough to enjoy, with all the possibility of learning through books, learning through experience, learning through travel, well, this is a wonderful thing. But if you're a hermit, in whatever fact or manner that you are a hermit, being a religious hermit or being a video game hermit or whatever, or porn hermit or whatever the fuck, you understand what I'm saying. See, when you become a hermit, you're closing yourself off to the wonders of life, because there's so much of life out there. It's just so fucking big. Yeah, you got to go out there. Yeah, there's fucking no excuse, see? It's all good and fine that you do not want to limit your freedom based on the interactions that you have. It's all good and fine that you want to roam free, be a lone wolf. That's all good and fine. I don't have a problem with that. In point of fact, I'm very much of a lone wolf in that regard, see? But there's a difference between being a lone wolf who goes out and engages with people, engages with life, learns from life, has experiences both positive and negative, has failures at life, goes out there and engages and lives life. There's a difference between that and being a man who's too chicken shit to get out of his mom's basement, for crying out loud. That's why I'm doing this video. Don't confuse the two. It's easy to confuse the two. It's easy, and in point of fact, it's very romantic to confuse the two. There's this novel by Hermann Hesse, Steppenwolf, which sort of like came up with a metaphor of the lone wolf, right? And people don't understand Hermann Hesse. They don't understand that he was being ironic. Steppenwolf is not a novel that glorifies the lone wolf, who's in fact a hermit under my definition. Rather, Hermann Hesse was showing a man who out of fear was refusing to engage in the world, refusing to engage with other people, was too afraid to engage with other people. And so he called himself a Steppenwolf, a lone wolf. He called himself a man who didn't need other people. He called himself this, well, like, you know, the lone wolf. And he glorified and romanticized his position, when in point of fact, there was nothing romantic about it. It was just sad and pathetic. It's easy to romanticize such a life. It's easy to romanticize such a life and to fall into hermitry. It's easy to lock yourself away. Yeah. And it takes a great deal of courage to break out of that kind of circle, that kind of black hole that you've turned your life into. Yeah. If you're a hermit, if you're locked in a room with minimal interaction out in the world, with no ambitions, and just, you know, hating on everybody outside and just like living in your basement. It could be a literal basement or a figurative basement. We live in lots of basements, okay? And not all of them are rooms underground. A lot of times we're living a life where we're just, you know, avoiding life and just going through a routine every day. And it's easy enough because we're surviving. And we figure, well, you know, I'm a lone wolf and I'm surviving, I'm making it. And you know, you have nothing to look forward to. You have no hope for the future. You're just grinding out your days. And you excuse it away to yourself and claim that you're being a lone wolf, that you're better and tougher than everybody else, that you can make it on your own. What you're really saying is that you're too chicken shit to engage with life. Don't fall into that trap. You know, I'm basically saying the same thing over and over in this video. I'm basically saying don't fall into the trap of confusing hermitry with being a lone wolf. And, you know, so I think I'm going to end the video here because obviously I don't have any more real insights. But the key insight is the basic one, see? Don't romanticize your misery, okay? If you're miserable, face it. The first step out of a hole is to recognize that you're in a hole. If you are trapped into this hole of being a hermit, recognize it. Don't pretend that you're cool and romantic and a lone wolf bullshit. Fuck that. No. Recognize the life that you're living. Recognize how reduced you've allowed your life to become. Recognize that you have to change. And once you have recognized that, and once you've felt the misery of understanding what a ruin you have of a life, that is when you can start to repair your life and build something better, something with more meaning, and something potentially wonderful. Like I said, I don't have any more insights, but I hope that this helps.